Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle, Cardiff Stitcher here on Flosstube as well as on Instagram. Thank you ever so much to my returning viewers and subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys coming back week after week, or however long it takes me to come back and film. And thank you to anyone who's new. I have had a bit of an increase since my whip parade. And I just want to say thank you for subscribing and supporting my small little channel here over on Flosstube. I've been doing this for several years, but I've not been consistent with it because of life and things. So I do really appreciate those sticking by me. And I want to also say thank you if you've taken time out of your busy day, also not just watching this, but also, well, not just this, but my previous Flosstubes, but also taking the time to comment down below. And with regards to commenting, feel free to comment down below. Let me know what you're currently stitching on while watching this, or if you're, I don't know, whatever you're doing right now while watching this, are you working on something? And thank you for stopping by and listening to me babble on. I'm just going to press pause a second because you're quite low down, 2 minutes. Okay, I'm not sure if that's made any difference to you guys. Oh, sorry. This is all a bit, there we go. I'm usually downstairs in the lounge recording with you on my table, but it's quite late in the day. It's coming up to 9:15 on Sunday, February the 1st, and the partner's on his PlayStation game. So I've been sent to the bedroom. I could do it in the conservatory, but the washing is on, so you'd have the washing machine in your ear, and I'm sure you don't want that. So I'm here in my bedroom. As you can see, coats and things are behind me. We just got to do what we got to do, isn't it? So what's been happening with everyone? Have you managed to get much stitching done? I've managed, let's have a look. I've got my nice big planner here, my 5-year planner. I thought I was on my last year of the planner, 2026, but I've realised I've still got 2027 to go. I won't be getting one of these again because they are so big and just bulky. You can't fold it over or anything like that. But I will put up with it while I can. So I have stitched for 25 days out of January. That's, I don't know how well you're going to see that. That's my stitching calendar this month. I haven't put any stickers on it yet because I can't find my stickers. I've had to move stuff around in the lounge, and the place where my stickers were, they're no longer there. But that's okay, it's no problem. So yeah, 25 stitchy days out of the 31. I've managed to stitch on 11 projects. I've done roughly 6,111 stitches. Woohoo, go me. That's a huge amount for me. We'll see how it goes throughout the rest of the year, shall we? Right, so yeah, there's one I worked on Animal Panorama one day, but I forgot to mark down how many stitches I've done on it. And I'm pretty sure there's another 1 or 2 whips that I've worked on and I haven't recorded them or their stitching. And I don't record paper charts unless I can get them into Pattern Keeper. So the likes of my Winnie the Pooh, I don't record that. So even though I've worked on it, I haven't recorded how many stitches I got on it. So shall we get into the whips that I've worked on? If I don't have a picture on me, I will insert the picture up here somewhere, hopefully. And then I will also insert my last, where it was last time. Or if it wasn't one that I've worked on since showing you, it'll be from my whip parade. So, no. Don't look at me like that and be all cute and innocent. Sorry, it's Daisy. She's on my bed and I've got a cup of tea there, and she's a little bugger for drinking cups of tea. And she can smell it. And I could see her out the corner of my eye just trying to get over to my cup of tea. And she's looking at me as if to say, what, Mum? I'm not doing anything. Anyway, back to this now. So at the beginning of the month, I did show you my beach sal, which I worked on for 3 days, and I put in 757 stitches. There's no change there because I still can't find the floss that I was using for that. I have worked on Animal Panorama. This is what it will look like. I managed to work on it for about 8 days, and I've put in what I recorded as 1,126 stitches, but I have stitched on it more than that. And this is where it was last time, and this is where I'm at now. So this is part of my whip go. This is for numbers 1 to 7, or no, 1 to 5, she says. This place in my stitching, my little... Now I've got this big diary, and then I've got a little pocket diary, which I take with me wherever I go. But I'm forever losing that blooming thing, honestly. And I can't see it right now. But anyway, Animal Panorama is on there for 5 days. Or not 5 days, for five calls. And that's what I've stitched on it. And my goal for each time it's called is 1,000 stitches. As I said, I've managed to put in over 1,126 stitches because I forgot to record the one day. I worked on it a bit more today, but I'm not recording. I'm not telling you today's recording because obviously that's for February. But that's where it's at the moment. So with this, not only am I working on it for Whip Go, it is also part of, I think it might be part of my temperature stitching. I can't quite remember. But it's my project that I leave up here in the bedroom. So whatever evening Chris is on the PlayStation with his mates, so he tends to go on 4 nights a week roughly. I'll come up here and I'll watch my floss tube and then I'll stitch on this until it's time for me to go to bed. So yeah, I do get quite a good bit of progress each night. That's if I can be bothered stitching while I'm not too tired. I'll pop that by there. And then I showed you Flutter of Jellyfish the last time round, and that's had no more stitches on it. That was 377. And then we've got Blue Monarch Sunflower, or Blue Sunflower Monarch. I can never remember which way to say that name. Blue Monarch Sunflower, and I don't have a picture, so this is what it will look like when it's finished. And it was a freebie from Artisy. I don't know if it's still a freebie from Artisy. Feel free to go over and check on their Facebook page or their website. And I managed to stitch on this for 4 days, and this is another one of my Whip Go pieces. So whenever this is called for the month, I'm putting 1,000 stitches in. So this month I managed to put in 1,077. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying this one. So as you can see, I filled in all this by here. I'm just coming down here now. I'm debating. I did say I was going to go all the way across. I might go across there until I can't go any further, and I might start down here. I'm forever changing my mind, so I change my mind like the weather. So that's that one, and that is for, oh, I don't remember what Whip Go numbers that was for, I'm afraid. I've got a memory worse than a sieve, I have. My next piece is Endgame Glove. So no, I don't have a picture from this for this. So this by here, I got it from Etsy. Now I've just realised I always do this. I've forgotten to give you my details on my fabric. So Animal Panorama is being stitched on 16 count Ada using CXC threads. Blue Monarch Sunflower is being stitched on 16 count cream Ada using CXC threads. Animal Panorama was started in October 2019, but I put it down for 6 months and then picked it back up in June, July 2020, and I've been stitching it on and off since then. The Blue Monarch Sunflower was started on the 20th of October 2022. I've got project cards, I just forget to read them out. So this is what an Endgame Glove will look like. It is stitched on Ada, 16 count, tea-dyed by myself. I'm doing this for hopefully a birthday present for Chris, and this is part of temperature stitching. I started this on Boxing Day, so 26th of December 2025. Let me just put it away in a lovely stitchy bag made for me by Tina. Beautiful bag. So let me just put that down there. Stitch wallet by there with a zip, and a fabric one by there, which I'll keep another project in. I really need to have my table back because this is just dropping everything here. So that's where I am now. I stitched on it for 5 days and I managed to get in 1,054 stitches. I'm actually enjoying stitching on this because it's block stitching and I can just stitch and go. There are 4 or 5 colours in it, but they're just over 200 stitches each colour. Not bad. So that's that one. Oops. If you search on Etsy Endgame, if you're interested in it and you can't find it, just let me know and I'll do my best to find the link and put it in. So I worked on Birdhouse English Cottage for 1 day, but I've already shown you that at the beginning of the month, and I managed to get in 58 stitches. Why they seem a bit muddled up is because I've written them down as I've worked on them, but some of them, like the Birdhouse English Cottage, I only worked on it once because of the temperature it was called, whereas the others, the temperature was called more often. And then the next one I worked on was Let It Snow. It's a Stitch is So Beautiful chart. little by little quaint designs. That's what it will look like when it's finished. I hope this is not too bad with the glare with the light and everything. So that's what it will look like. At the moment I'm stitching B5200, which you're not going to see much of because I am stitching it on white Ada and white on white. I don't mind stitching white on white, but it's an absolute nightmare to see. And that's the right way up. The only way you'll be able to see it probably is me showing you like that. And I stitched on this for 2 days and I got 322 stitches in. Oh, I meant to say this is what it looked like last time, because I did stitch on it before this floss tube. This is not only being done for the temperature stitching, but if I see a chart on the Stitch Is So Beautiful Facebook page that I like, I'll take part in the sale that they do on there. And I started this on the 22nd of November 2025. So that's that one. Am I skating through this? I don't really know. I feel like I am, but at the same time I don't feel like I am. Right, the next one is my Winnie the Pooh piece that I'm stitching along with Kayla from Stitching with My Littly, for Winnie the Pooh Wednesday or WTP sale. This is what I'm stitching on. It doesn't have to be on a Wednesday. It can be any day of the week that you want, really, but I did start mine on a Wednesday. But that's what it will look like when it's finished. This is what it looked like last time, and I'm just stitching with all the called for kits material. This I tend to, yeah, I've got two lots of, oh yes. I tend to take this in the car with me to stitch on the Wednesday or anytime that week. So there are some threads, because the last time I took it with me, I forgot to take scissors with me and I wasn't able to cut the thread off to end it. So I literally just threaded my needle with the next load of thread so I could, because what I did is I stitched up here and I'd finished the top and then I wanted to start down there, but I had no scissors to cut this off. So I just left it there and threaded my needle with the next colour. And that's where I'm at. Like I say, I don't count my stitches for this because it's a paper chart. I haven't been able to get it into Pattern Keeper, and I might stitch on it for 3 days. There's a cute little stitch when I got 10-15 minutes in the car before doing the school pickup. If you hear the boiler kicking, it's because it's behind me in this cupboard. And then the next one is my German Shepherd dog silhouette. This I'm stitching for my dad. His birthday is in April, but I don't know if I'll get it done in time. If not, he can have it for Christmas. He doesn't know he's having it. I started this on the 31st of December 2025, and I'm just stitching it on black. I think it's 14 count Ada. I'm not really sure. I didn't count it. I just pulled it out of my stash. I meant to say this is what it will look like when it's finished, as well as where it was at last time. I've got down here 1 day, but I know I've stitched on it more than that, and 118 stitches. However, I definitely know I've stitched more than that, so this is one of those projects I'd forgotten to record. So that's that one. Again, it's a really lovely, easy stitch. I'm stitching it for my dad because when we used to live in South Africa, we used to have a German Shepherd named Vala. And unfortunately, when we moved back over to the UK, we had to leave her over there with friends. And he was her dog. I mean, even though we'd grown up with dogs throughout the years, she was his. And then... Oh, the next one is the Tea and Cake Sal. Now, this is a really old Sal. It was... German Shepherd, I'm afraid, I forgot to say, is from Etsy. Tea and Cake Sal is by Doreen Jones, run through Lakeside Needlecrafts years ago now. It's one of those ones I did start, I put it down and I just forgot about it. I managed, last time I said I wasn't sure if I knew where the chart was. I managed to locate the chart and I managed to get it into Pattern Keeper. So I'm able to count the stitches on this. So I've worked on this for 3 days. And I put in 438 stitches, and I will say I'm quite impressed. And one of the little ones I look after, she's my friend's little one, however I do look after her, she says to me, Auntie Danny, are you doing your cross stitch today? And I say to her, maybe later. And she says, Auntie Danny, can you do the stitching with a teapot? So, and then she likes to see me stitch. I don't stitch when the other children are here. I stitch when she's here because she likes to watch me stitch, and she's one of the older ones. She likes to watch me stitch, and she likes to guess what I'm stitching on. And this is her favourite piece. And this was started, I think, in roughly... I was going to say 2007, but no, I don't think it was. Possibly 2017. I don't know if it's still on the Lakeside Needlecrafts website or not. But I know it's not on Doreen's Etsy page. I know that. This is the next, this is the dilemma I've got, actually. I meant to ask you. Now, when I first started my channel back in 2020, 2021, can't remember. I did ask you guys what colour I should do the back stitch, because the back stitch should be black, but obviously we know black's not going to show up, is it? So Michaela, you know who you are, Michaela. I remember you and your husband saying to stitch it using some colour, but I can't remember what colour it was. So I'd like everyone's advice, please. What colour should I do the back stitch? Should I do it a dark navy blue, which I don't think is going to show up, or should I do it a white? I don't know. I would love for your feedback, please. And that is all. That's been stitched with DMC because it was before I knew about CXC threads. So that's that one. And then, oh, I can't, there we go. And then the next one is my Love Sal. Another one by Doreen Jones. It's on her Facebook page from last year. It was a Valentine's Day sal, hence the reason why it's called Love. At first, I couldn't get my groove on this because it was all paper chart, but I managed to get hold of the PDF, and I've managed to get it in Pattern Keeper. Now, with this one and the tea cake sal, it doesn't actually read the symbol, so it won't tell you what colour it is that you're stitching on, but it will count the stitches that you mark off. So I started this when it had finished, so it was finished in time for Valentine's Day, I think it was, but don't quote me, because it was a mystery stitch along. Now, I don't like mystery stitch alongs because I like to see what I'm deciding to stitch on, because I've had a few where I've joined the mystery stitch along and I haven't liked the end bit. So I waited for this to come out and then I decided. It's been stitched on 16 count hand-dyed Ada by me. A lovely bright blue. I'd say it's a 995, 996 colour. And this is part of my temperature sal. So all my temperature sal pieces, every time it's called for the temperature, I put in 100 stitches in. This one was worked on for 3 days and got 781 stitches, but that's because even though I work on it for 3 days, I accumulate the stitches and I just stitch it in one go. So if it's like, say this is for temperature 8, so if I got 4 days of 8s, then I'll stitch 400 stitches all in one go. So that's where that one's at. So that is all my whips. My plans for February is to carry on with my temperature stitching. Let me see if I can find my little diary a second. It'd have fallen down the side of me. Okay, so this is the little book I'm on about. It's just like a little date book, and then literally got enough room to write what I stitched on and how many stitches. So that's what a blank one looks like, and then I just record there. So my temperature stitching is, if the temperature is 0, Blue Monarch Sunflower. I have pulled my temperatures for this week. So if the temperature is 0 or it ends in a 0, it's going to be Blue Monarch Sunflower. If it's 1 or ends in a 1, it's German Shepherd. If it's 2 or ends in a 2, it's Animal Panorama, so on and so on. So 3 is Shooting Star, 4 is Flutter of Jellyfish, 5 is Birdhouse English Cottage, 6 is Let It Snow, 7 is Endgame, 8 is Love Sal, and 9 is Tea and Cake Sal. So this week I have got 7, 7, 9, 8, 7, 10, 9, and then there's 2 days drawn for next week already, but I'll go back and check those. So I shall be working on Endgame. We'll get 300 stitches. Tea and Cake will get 200 stitches. Love Cell will get 100 stitches, and then Blue Monarch Sunflower will get 100 stitches. And then Whip Go, the numbers are 5 and 22. So my Whip Go numbers, 1 to 5 is Animal Panorama, 6 to 10 is Blue Monarch Sunflower, sorry. 11 to 15 is Sunflower Cottage, 16 to 20 is QS Butterfly Fae, and 21 to 25 is QS Star Dragon. So because it's number 22, obviously because it's number 5, Animal Panorama will still be staying out. Number 22 will be QS Star Dragon, and they will both get 1,000 stitches each throughout the month. This is what QS Star Dragon will look like when it's finished. I started this as a birthday sale back in February 2022. Not birthday sale, birthday start in February 2022. I'm omitting the background because it is actually stitched. I'm sure this was a 16 count. This is hanging thread. I don't tend to do hanging threads. I'm sure it was a 16 count, but the label's gone, so I can't quite remember. Excuse me. That's what it looks like now. It's quite wrinkled. I do apologise, but I don't iron it until I finished it. So yeah, I'm omitting the background, and what I'm planning on doing is stitching in his body like there, and then possibly stitching in his wing. See how I go. See what takes my fancy. There we go. So he will get 1,000 stitches throughout the month of February, and I will see how many stitchy days I get. Like I say, I have stitched today. I haven't recorded the stitches because I was hoping to put some more in, but it's already 20 to 10, so I'm not sure yet. And this is the first time Blue Monarch Sunflower will be oh my word. This is the first time that QS Star Dragon will be worked on this year. I finally got my words out. I'm just trying to sort my papers out a minute before they go flying everywhere. So that's that. Now, not last Flosstube before Christmas it was. I'm sure it was before my whip parade and before my plans video. I was giving away Flossability's beach chart, which I'll put by here. It's the paper chart, and I no longer need it, so I put it up for a giveaway. And this, shh, it's okay, it's okay. Shh. No, it's fine. It's only a helicopter. Shh. I called the winner last month. I did put it up on the Flosstube, not last month, last Flosstube. I did put it up on the Flosstube, but the person hasn't got in touch with me, so I'll put it back up here again. If you can get in touch with me, that would be amazing. I'm going to leave it for another 2 weeks, and then I'll do another Flosstube. And if they don't get in touch with me, I will redraw it again. So that's that. And I was just going to give a few shout outs to some of the Flosstubers I've been watching. Now, most of them are my normal regular ones. So Mama Bear Stitchery Debbie, I often watch her. Animal Instincts, I watch her. And Stitching with My Little Kayla and Lauren, I watch them. Absolute screech, those two are. They've got the same mother-daughter relationship that me and Olivia have. It's amazing because I can see Olivia in Lauren. And then I watch Helen D, who's also a favourite of mine, and Stitching Big Things with Hallie. I like to watch her. Along with Creatively, I watch her every time she posts a Flosstube. I watch her. So those are my regular ones. The ones that I've found recently are Keely from Cakes and Stitches. I watched her just before Christmas, I think. And I've tried keeping up with her since. I've watched Little Paper Bear Company, Jennifer. She's got everyone's got amazing projects. They're all different in their own respect, but not all of them are what I would like to stitch, but I do like watching them. And then I found Layla Stitches, Stitching with Mel. Tina Stitching Baps. Her name is Tina, but it's not how the British spell Tina. It's Tinne. Stitching Baps. I've watched Stitching Addicted. I haven't seen one from Tanya for ages, and then it popped up on my my suggestions just a few hours ago. So I started watching her. So I'm going to finish watching her tonight. Steph X Stitch. She's from North Wales and I've started watching her. And then Trisha from I Just Want to Stitch. She's British but lives in Canada, and I watched her Flossmas videos and I've been hooked ever since. So if you're not sure who to watch, that's my current list of floss tubers that I do watch. Feel free to mention any others. If you've got a floss tube yourself, please feel free to drop down below. Let me know that you have, because sometimes these algorithms and all that, at first I didn't believe in them, but seems it is something that goes on. They dictate to you what you do and what you don't watch. I know Judy from a Kiwi. Now, Judy, I can't remember your name. I had it earlier. A Kiwi and Aussie Go Travelling, I think you're called now, aren't you? Anyway, she and her hubby are off to travel around Australia, the jammy so-and-sos. How I'd love to be able to do that in their gorgeous weather. Imagine all those sights you get to see and those places you get to go to. I can't wait for your stitching updates. I can't wait for your Facebook posts as well as your floss tubes. Enjoy your travels, stay safe, and just have fun. But yes, other than that, I think that's it. So feel free to leave me a message down below, or comments, or email me, anything, however you want to communicate. And like I said, let me know what you're stitching on, and if you've got a floss tube, let me know down below what your channel's called, or if you think I would be interested in a floss tuber that I've maybe not mentioned or you don't think I know about, again, feel free to drop those down below. I don't watch much TV, only because I'm hard to please with regards to what I watch, but I'm happy to watch Flosstube. So yeah, so until I come back again, hopefully in 2 weeks, which should be the 15th of February, give or take. Until then, enjoy your stitching, and I shall see you soon. Take care. Bye now.